let's see one more interesting real-time problem which we are facing with attaching multiple policies. So how much size of IAM policy can I write for IAM user? 2 KB max. For a group, how much max policy size that I can able to write for the group? That is up to 5 KB I can able to write. So if let's see IAM role, how much max possible size of policy that I can able to write? That is 10 KB. Now let's have a question of real-time scenario. Now I have a user. The username is Ajay. The username is Ajay. Now I have attached him a identity based access by using an IAM policy. I directly attach a managed policy where, or else if let's say I attached this IAM policy, what are the custom policy that I have written that I have attached to this Ajay. Okay, so I have attached custom based, custom managed policy to this Ajay, or else inline policy I attached to this Ajay. And I attached this resource based policy to the bucket. So where in this resource based policy, I provided deny this Ajay user to access this bucket. I'm providing my effect as deny to for this particular user. Who is the user? Ajay. So I have provided like this. Whereas I attached a policy to Ajay, that is custom manager policy I attached to Ajay, where in that I provided my effect as allow this particular user to access these resources and allow this user to perform these operations. Now, which will be considered? Now, Ajay can able to access this bucket and able to do these actions, that is put object and create bucket, or Ajay, AWS will follow this resource based policy and AWS will deny this Ajay to access this bucket is the question. So AWS will follow deny at first. So if there is any single deny, either in resource based policy or identity based access, if there is a single deny, then AWS will directly deny the services. What are the services which are present in it? Those will be denied. Except those, what are the permissions which are allowed? Those only will be allowed. Even though you allow the permission which is already denied, the permission remains be denied. So now, does Ajay can able to put the object and create the object? No, because in bucket, we written a resource based policy that Ajay do not able to put object or create bucket in my bucket. And coming to IAM policy, even we specified allow this Ajay user to put object. This is denied due to we written a resource based policy. Deny having high priority compared to allow. Whenever there is a single deny operation, then those actions will be conformly denied. And other than that, what are the actions or what are the permissions that you allowed? Those are allowed by Ajay. So I hope you understood. If a single user having a single policy or multiple policies, let's say this Ajay user having another another inline policy. This custom policy is nothing but inline policy only. So in order to provide you knowledge on different names, I have written the name. So again, we provided Ajay this inline policy, where in that policy I denied, where in this policy I denied to perform any action, and whereas in custom policy I allowed to perform some action. So let's say in this custom managed policy, I allowed to put object. I allowed to put object in the bucket. Whereas in the second inline policy, I denied to put the object. Now, so AWS will consider what? AWS first consider this denied policy. So Ajay won't able to put object based on this deny policy. So next it will check other policies except this deny, except this put object is allowed or not. So since no permissions are there, he cannot able to perform anything. So if we put another thing that is list objects, then he can able to list the objects, but he cannot able to put the object because we denied that put object in inline policy, another attached policy that is deny. So if a user having multiple policies based on priority and order, the accessing managing of access to your bucket and objects will be taken care. So first denied will be taken high priority and then allowed will be taken. So even both deny and allow is provided, deny is the only thing that is considered. So I hope you understood this video and have a knowledge on one more real-time scenario on this policies and permissions. So thanks for watching. See you back in the next video. Until then, bye bye.